सर अगला सवाल ये मैंने ये पूछना है आपसे कि यूथ जो है वो वेस्ट में आजकल जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं खास तौर पे, वो क्या मिस्टेक कर रहे हैं? मैं चाहूंगा आप 3 सेक्शन में जवाब दें इसका। यूके को अलग से एड्रेस करें, कनाडा को अलग और अमेरिका को अलग। ज़ाहिर है इनके कुछ हालात सेम है, कुछ मुख्तलिफ है, लेकिन यूके में, कनाडा में और यूएसए में क्या मिस्टेक कर रहे हैं? जो और जॉब कर रहे हैं, उबर चला रहे हैं, वक्ती तौर पे पैसा मिल जाता है, लेकिन उनकी और उनके बच्चों के लिए कोई फ्यूचर नहीं है। वक्ती तौर पे कुछ पैसे कमा लेते हैं और लगता है जॉब फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है, लेकिन एक्चुअली इट्स नॉट अ फ्यूचर। और जब वो बूढ़े हो जाएंगे तो क्या करेंगे बच्चों के लिए? क्या करेंगे? बेनिफिट्स भी चलेंगे इसके ऊपर। तो तीनों कंट्री फिर अलग अलग एनालाइज कर दिएगा कि यूके, कनाडा और अमेरिका,
सो
यहाँ लोग क्या मिस्टेक कर रहे हैं, उनको क्या करना चाहिए।
सबसे पहले मैं यूएसए के ऊपर बात करता हूँ। तो यूएसए इज अ वेरी यूनिक केस। आई जस्ट वेंट फ्यू डेज अगो फॉर टू अटेंड अ फ्यूनरल। मैं फ्यूनरल अटेंड करने के लिए गया हुआ था, राइट। एंड द पर्सन हु डाइड वाज अ 52-year-old गाय। ठीक है, उसकी दो बीवियां थी। फ्रॉम फर्स्ट वाइफ ही हैड 4 kids, फ्रॉम सेकंड वाइफ ही हैड वन। अ वेरी सक्सेसफुल मैन, had 4 kids from the first wife, two daughters, two sons. From the second wife, he had one daughter, right? Uh, Regardless, I'm going to tell you what is happening because I saw, and I've seen this many times in the masjid and everywhere. The circumstances in UK and USA and Canada are similar, but slightly different. In US, it's completely different. US, there is no healthcare. US में कोई healthcare नहीं. That's the biggest shock. So if you don't have a job, you don't have a healthcare. So अगर तुम बीमार भी हो जाओ, रोड पे पड़े रहोगे, तुम्हें कोई देखने भी नहीं आएगा. Canada and UK is different. These are welfare states. So your medicine is your at least your इलाज तुम्हारा covered है. Your healthcare is covered. Not the medicines. In some cases, even medicines and many things are covered, right? So that's the difference between, because they follow the Islamic model in Canada and UK, because that's the model brought by Abu Bakr Siddiq and Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu and the Khulafai Rashidin. They were the ones who formed this thing. So US में नहीं है. So US में if you don't have a job, you have nothing. There is a difference you have to understand. I'm a first generation Canadian and a British, right? First generation. The first generation means that मैं पहला आदमी हूँ अपनी फैमिली में, मतलब कि जो यहाँ पर आया हूँ. My kids are known as second generation. So जो second generation होते हैं, they are born and brought up here. So I've seen, इनके बच्चों को देखा है मैंने, यूएस में मैंने बच्चों को देखा है, कनाडा यूके में देखा, सब जगह देखा. The biggest problem that they do is when they go to the schools, the school systems में क्या होता है? I went to the school and I asked them, what do you want to do? I want to become a football player. Okay. What about you? I want to become a basketball player. This is in the US. मैंने कहा अच्छा, what about you? I want to become, crime investigator. So and then it went on going with none of them said, like, I want to be this, I want to be that. There was nothing practical. Nothing practical. The reason is everyone goes to YouTube to search what they want, what they should become. Because YouTube, people who earn their income through YouTube is all haram. They know Islamically it's all haram, because Islamically, if you follow other religions, it's up to you. Islamically it is haram. मगर लोग advertisement दिखाएंगे सबको. Even the scholars are doing it. Allahu Akbar, right? And they have a fatwa. They say it's okay for me, but not for you. It's ajib. So that is another big problem that we have, right? So I said, okay, but do you know, like, and one of them, if you ask them, do you know this, do you know that, they will say, I want to become LeBron James, I want to become this, I want to become that, so on, and the list will go on. So I asked them, what are you doing right now? I've studied sociology, I've studied, communication, I've studied this. None of them are going into STEM degrees. STEM degrees में कोई भी नहीं जा रहा. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics, कोई भी नहीं जा रहा. कोई भी नहीं जा रहा. Because जो मीडिया है और जो चीजें हैं उनको दिखाई जा रही हैं, जो उनको स्कूल में बताया, जो फीड किया जा रहा है, that is the problem. What this creates is a huge problem of talent. There are millions of jobs in the US in cybersecurity. There are no people. It's not me. Go and search online on IC Square report and you will find millions of jobs available. There are no people. Again, millions of jobs in IT, there are no people. They're looking for people. The same thing is happening in Canada. The same thing is happening in US, because the politicians are busy in their own stuff, in waging wars and whatever they want to do, because everyone is a puppet of Israel ultimately. And the other ones, basically, and they have left their kids to YouTube and television and the social media. And on the social media, unfortunately, no one talks about these diseases because everyone wants you to watch their video so that they can make money out of it. That is the biggest problem that we have. So उनके वो मैयत में जिस बंदे की मैयत थी उसके अपने बच्चे सब पढ़े लिखे हैं, मास्टर्स किए हैं, सब कुछ है. They are lost. The same thing happens to other people, and the other, and the other, and everyone I saw was in the same boat. Okay? And then the guy asked me, okay, what have you done? I said, well, because यही मैंने काला जुब्बा पहना हुआ था वहां पर, ठीक है ना, ऐसे 3-4 है मेरे पास, ठीक है, तो ये एक ही सिलवाए थे बहुत सारे खदर के ना. तो मैंने कहा कि भाई, एवरीवन थॉट कि आई एम द मौलवी ओवर देयर, ठीक है, मैं एक कोई मौलवी आदमी हूँ, जिस तरह एक परसेप्शन होता है, और ये गुसल वसल दिला के सब कुछ करा के आया. तो दिस इज द परसेप्शन, अनफॉर्चुनेटली. ठीक है ना. Until some of the people started asking me, okay, what should I do? Then when I started speaking, then everyone started listening to me. What am I saying? Until then, their perception is very different. Okay, that is another problem, because we judge people by their looks, not by their knowledge in their hearts. We judge people by how they look. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, one of the hadith, a time will come that people will say how cool that person is. Ma adrafa. Ma adrafa, the literal translation is how cool that person is. And people will follow them instead of following the prophets and the companions. Okay? So that is another problem we have. So they will follow movie stars and game players, and rather than following what puts the bread on the table, no one wants to know. So ये सबसे बड़ा issue है. So the problem we have is in our generation is we go to the wrong places for consulting. ठीक है ना. That is another thing. हम career guidance सुनना चाहते हैं, लेकिन जब कोई बोलेगा जाके बैठ के पढ़ो, यार पढ़ने वाला काम मुझे नहीं करना. I don't want to study. If you want me to listen to you, and so that you can earn some money and I can waste my time, by all means, I'm all ears and eyes for you. मैं तुम्हारी बात सुनूंगा. That is another big problem. So if we start disconnecting ourselves from all of these social media channels, stop following irrelevant people who are not adding any value. If anyone is earning through his YouTube channel, it's a waste of time, because he wants you to stay there and watch his content so that he can earn money, and he will make engaging contents even if you have to tell a lie. And that's exactly what people are doing. So ye log karte hain, and they will do that. So the problem we have in our generation is कि जो डिग्रीज उनको स्पेंड करनी चाहिए, जो पढ़ना चाहिए, वो नहीं. बिकॉज यूनिवर्सिटी से करके बच्चे निकल जाते हैं. अब कनाडा और यूके की बात करता हूँ, मुझे यूके में बच्चे मिलते हैं. मेरे पास बच्चे ऐसे हैं जो यूके में ब्रिटिश यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ा हुआ है. एक लड़का है जिसका मुझे नाम याद है, शान नाम है उसका. ही स्टडीड फ्रॉम ब्रैडफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी. 3 साल की डिग्री की, 10,000 पाउंड, 30,000 पाउंड फीस जमा कराई. ही इज वर्किंग एज एन ऑफिस एडमिन. नेटवर्किंग में डिग्री की है ब्रैडफोर्डशायर यूनिवर्सिटी से. ऑफिस एडमिन में काम कर रहा है, एंड ही अर्न्स 1,200 pounds, something like that, per month. 1,200-1,500 pound वो कमाता है, something like that. 2,000 something सब कुछ पैसे. That is his future. He is completely depressed. मैंने बोला भाई डिप्रेशन मत करो, सब कुछ करो. You have studied this and you will secure the job. स्टूडेंट वीजे पे बच्चा जाता है, जाके होम ऑफिस में पकड़ के 35,000 pound की जॉब पकड़ लेता है. स्टूडेंट वीजे में बच्चा कनाडा में आता है, जाके पीडब्ल्यूसी में काम करता है. अहमद अली खान, कामरान लतीफ स्केडा कंपनी में चले आता है. दूसरे यहाँ पे जो बच्चे हमारे दूसरी कंपनी में, डेल में चले आते हैं, अमेजोन में चले आते हैं, गूगल में चले आते हैं स्टूडेंट वीजे पे. यहाँ के जो नेशनल्स हैं, दे आर स्ट्रगलिंग टू फाइंड अ जॉब. द रीजन इज दे डोंट वांट टू लिसन. They don't want to listen. When you go to the masjid and you start talking, ठीक है ना, the first thing they will say is this guy. I mean, this guy has a beard and wearing a cap. I don't want to listen to this guy. I want to listen to the guy who looks like James Bond, right? Or something like that, or Mark Wahlberg, or whatever the case is, right? So मुझे वो चाहिए बंदा, ठीक है, जो स्मार्ट हो, जो मेरी बात सुने, सब कुछ करे, ये करे, वो करे. I mean, I want to listen to that, but not like this guy. This is the problem. The problem is we are going to wrong directions. तो ये प्रॉब्लम की वजह से यूएस के अंदर बहुत ज्यादा जॉबलेसनेस है, देसी फैमिलीज के अंदर. सेकंड जनरेशन, बाप तो टैक्सी चलाएगा, बर्गर किंग में काम करेगा, मैकडॉनल्ड्स में काम कराएगा, ट्रक चलाएगा, लेकिन सेकंड जनरेशन, अब सेकंड जनरेशन को जब नहीं मिलता ना, they end up doing the same thing. I've seen it with my own eyes in UK, in Canada, in USA, and in Germany, and in France. I mean, the only countries I haven't visited, the Nordic countries, but haven't met the families, what is happening. But I'm sure same thing is happening because it's the same story everywhere. Because we don't want to listen. So the jobs are there, jobs हैं वहाँ पर, but unfortunately the jobs are taken over by immigrants. And then these people, they bash immigrants are coming and they're taking over the jobs. Immigrants. But if you're not doing the hard work, who's going to do the hard work? Someone needs to do the hard work. This is the problem. So US में बहुत बड़ा issue है. US is much more serious because there is no healthcare coverage. There's nothing like that. In Canada and US, they are a bit relaxed because they know they can apply for benefit, they can apply for this, and then they end up in this cycle. Okay, वो benefit claim करेंगे, which is Islamically again haram. Why are you claiming benefit when you can work? People come to my wife and say, Dr. Azam, please write a letter to us that we can't work. And she will say, no. Why would I lie? Why should I lie? Like, you can work perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You have no injuries, you have no disability. But why do you want to go on disability? Because it's easy money. That's another problem. So the problem with us, the Desi community, and even like the other communities at large, we want to become coconuts. We are brown from the outside and we pretend that we are white from the inside. That's another problem. Coconuts, kahin maroge, you will break apart. So we are not coconuts. That's the biggest problem. But we pretend to be coconuts. Okay? So this is what we are trying to do because we mimic them. We don't have to mimic them. Be what you are, get the best education, and you will be able to work wherever you want. The education which has the skills, that's another problem. The education provided by universities doesn't have anything. Education provided, you need to look for organizations which are providing you the skills so that you, with the job certainty and guarantee and money back guarantee, so that you can, if you don't get it back, then you will basically get your money back. Is anyone going to do that? No one does that. We do it because alhamdulillah, we are certain in what we are teaching you. We follow what we preach. This is the biggest difference because I've seen it over the years. This whole project culminated from my own experience of meeting multiple peoples in multiple continents. And I've seen it with my own eyes in the Muslim community, in Hindu community, and other communities. What is the problem? This is the problem. The problem is the first generation doesn't know what to do, and the second generation goes to YouTube and these media influencers, social media influencers to do that. Now, US में TikTok का ban होने वाला है. In 6 months' time, if the Chinese company doesn't divest, they don't take out the money, then TikTok will be banned in US. So जितने भी लोग who didn't had any education, जिनको तालीम नहीं थी, कुछ नहीं था, वो TikTok से पैसे कमाते थे, now they're worried. Oh, हम क्या करेंगे? What are we going to do? This is wrong. This is wrong. And they're worried. They can't sleep. किसी का YouTube channel बंद हो जाए, they can't sleep. The problem is because they have a wrong source of income. If anyone is misguiding you, if anyone is basically showing you videos and basically उसके ऊपर advertisement से पैसे कमा रहा है, that's misguidance. Because that's misguidance. Surety दे के भाई, whatever you are doing, it will benefit you. किसी के मीठे अल्फाज बोलना बहुत आसान है, किसी को पढ़ाई के लिए बोलना सबसे मुश्किल काम है. किसी को बोलो दो शेर सुनाओ. I mean, if you tell them about a joke or something or story, fala, everyone will listen. They'll say, wow, zabardast, behreen, that's great. And then they'll go home back, they will sleep. You have already earned your money. You are basically, whatever you're doing. And they have wasted their time and energy and everything. The biggest thing to do is, if you tell someone, please study and you'll be able to secure a job, they'll say, why should I study? Please study, you'll be able to do business. Why should I study to do a business? I don't need this. I can do business on my own. What kind of business are you gonna do? मैं यूएस में एक बंदे से मिला, मेडालियन लिया था. मेडालियन ये ना टैक्सी का मेडालियन होता है, टैक्सी का लाइसेंस होता है, समझे, जैसा लाइसेंस in New York. So I was going there and to attend a customer meeting in Wall Street, and the guy was a Pakistani guy. He was driving his taxi. So he saw me with a beard and a cap and a suit. So he said, where are you from? I said, I'm from Pakistan. He said, okay, mashallah, that's great. etc., etc. Then he said, okay, what do you do? I told him, like, I work in cybersecurity and artificial intelligence and this and that. So I asked him, you look very worried. What happened? He said, the problem is I sold my house and everything. I've been here in US for 35 years. I sold everything just to buy this taxi medallion. You see this? Yes, I say, yeah, I see that. This is now useless because Uber came out and my taxi medallion has no value because everyone has now as a taxi. This was at the time when Uber was launched. And he was disheartened. He said, like, I have lost. So technology will create more joblessness, but it will also create more opportunities. So those people got impacted, but more people were able to drive. So technology is there to help you. So that is why World Economic Forum says AI will generate 1 billion jobs, but these are new billion jobs. So even if you're cybersecurity, even like if you're in accountancy or chemical engineering or mechanical engineering or structural engineering, whatever you do, business management, finance, marketing, whatever you do, you need to know how to harness the power of AI for your benefit. Otherwise, you'll be out of work.